let's just establish your relationship. You've been together for absolutely ages.
Yeah, 10 years in March. Yeah. So, yeah, married for a year.
Yeah,
yeah.
And you especially, always wanted children.
Since 2009, I think I wanted a baby. I've even got letters addressed to Isabel from 2009. So we've had the name picked out for that long.
Oh.
So it's not like, Ross, you got into this situation, you were thinking, I'm not really sure whether I want to be a dad.
No, this is everything I've ever wanted, really. So, obviously, as you can imagine, when it happened, it did take me by surprise.
And how did you've suffered from depression in the past?
Yeah, I've had about 7 years on and off with depression. And when Rachel got pregnant, it kind of cleared. For the 9 months that you were pregnant, I had a couple of bad days, but that was it. Because I was there looking forward to having a baby.
Were you on medication during that time?
I was for a little
bit. Your medication?
Before you got pregnant, I was on medication, and a couple of months into your pregnancy, I thought, I feel fine now. I took myself off.
Okay.
Which I know you're not supposed to do, but it's something I felt like I could do. And I was fine after taking myself off. I did manage.
And you felt like Isabel coming along was going to be everything that you possibly wanted?
I pinned a lot of my depression on. I thought, right, as soon as I have the baby now, it's going to be gone.
Yeah. So when she did come along, how did you feel?
I didn't feel anything to start off with, but I put it down to the birth and all the stress for that.
When you say you didn't feel anything, you felt kind of neutral, neither particularly deliriously happy or...
No, I just had her, and it was just... You wait for that rush, then, when they grab the finger, which she did do. I was expecting this rush of emotion, because you see it all over the media and films and everything, and that fatherly feeling, and it just didn't come. It started off with just numb feelings, I just didn't have anything, and then they kind of spiralled a bit. It started to turn into a bit of dislike, and eventually towards hatred to her. I didn't want to be there at all, but I knew I had to keep going. I thought, I've got two options, run away or keep going.
But that was something you considered, though?
A little bit, yeah. I remember I wrote you a letter, didn't I, for our anniversary.
So romantic.
Really romantic.
It sounds like you like writing letters.
Terrible husband, terrible father, you'd be better off without me. What you want on your first anniversary, really.
Yeah.
I remember reading it thinking, I don't really relate to that. I feel like I'm a different person to that, to the person who wrote that letter. But that was about 12 weeks or so after we had her.
And how was this for you then, Rachel? Because you're going through this extraordinary experience, and she is clearly a delightful little thing. But she's 6 months now, and they move on. They dramatically move on after about, I found, 3 months.
Yeah.
Because, to be fair, I felt quite neutral initially when the baby first comes along, because you're facilitating and caring for mum and not getting very much. How was it, though, when you knew how raw his emotion was?
Heartbreaking. It was a mixture. It was frustrating because it was like, that's what you've always wanted. How can you not like something you've always wanted? You wanted this more than me, really, to a certain extent. And then it's not there. So it was frustrating, but it was just upsetting because they're the two most important people to you, and they don't get on.
And how did you... So it's brilliant that you've got a great relationship, so you talked, you were very open about how you felt. What help did you seek?
I did go to the doctor, and I said to him, my depression's back, we've just had the baby. She said it's probably postnatal depression brought on from the birth of your daughter. So they did put me on meds to start off with.
Did it seem surreal, though, Ross, when they said, I think you might have a bit of postnatal depression?
Yeah, it was just like... To me, I just knew it was depression. I didn't worry about the label of it. I thought depression's depression, whether it's got a postnatal tag or...
Once you'd had this diagnosis...
Yeah.
How did that allow you to start putting the building blocks into place to sort of building up your person?
I knew I'd try and get it fixed, and I thought if it's to do with a bond, all I can do is just absorb myself in her as much as I can. Do as many things as I can with her. We were doing the baby wearing, so I had her in the carrier. So it's something that she looked forward to as well, and not just having you. She had something to look forward to with me, because there weren't a lot that she liked to do with me, really, especially with breastfeeding.
But there was something, there was a song, and there was a particular moment, wasn't there?
What was that moment when you really felt like, hold on, something, you were stirring the emotion towards her?
Oh, when I sung her to sleep the one night when we were away, and it was the first time I proper felt like the dad.
So explain what happened then, because that...
Oh, she had a terrible night when she was on and off. I think it's when she first started teething, and we didn't know really what was going on. But she was on and off feeding, and I picked her up and was singing her to sleep. Like, I ain't gonna do now. And she just started to fall asleep on me, and that's the first time she'd really connected with me in that way.
She's biting down on my finger there clean.
She will, yeah. She'll give it a good go.
But that was the moment when suddenly you thought, you know, I have got something to offer here, something genuine
like,
she's responded to.
Yeah, it was the first time I'm like, well, I'm giving her something, and she's responding back to me. And she does need me as well as Rachel.
Absolutely, and that was the big turning point. And brilliantly, you started writing a blog, which is called Is a Blog, because she's Isabel.
It's my little way of trying to be funny. But...
No, it's good. It's a really good idea. And you've had amazing feedback, and actually...
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the stats, it's actually quite a common thing, and you're not alone in any way.
That's why I almost feel weird being on you, because there's so many other guys going through it. It's awkward being on you to talk about it when it's like there's so many other guys going through this, and I'm here
being
talking.
brave enough to come and be honest.
Yeah.
It's not sort of the default settings.
No,
as
I never
Exactly, no,
expected to end up on you with it.
It's brilliant that you're on
Yeah.
here talking about it, because men really struggle to admit, first of all, that there's a problem, and then to come and see the doctor. There's so many
That's
women
the
come and
first
see
one,
me
yeah.
who say, my husband's struggling, but he won't come.
Yeah.
So talking about it
That
is
first
a great
step
thing.
is solid, but because I did it before with the depression, and I've always had the open relationship with Rachel, so it wasn't as big of a thing for me as it might be for other people.
Yeah.
Because I've already been there, and that first step, once you've done it once, you can go back again.